Good morning, students. Today I am going to take lesson number 5, the Sangam age. In this lesson we have to study about the sources and a brief history about the society and the economy of that period. Now, what is Sangam age? Sangam is a Sanskrit word meaning gathering of scholars and poets, and took place between 1st century BC and 2nd century AD. 2nd century AD in the kingdom of the Pandyas, of the kingdoms of the Pandyas. ठीक है? Now, the Sangam is considered a landmark in the history of the South India. The word Sangams is a Tamil form of words which means Sangha, means gathering of poets and scholars to give a form to the literary work that they were preparing, like poetry, like poem, etc., etc. And this period took place between 1st century BC and 2nd century AD and the kingdoms of the Pandyas. The first Sangam age was attained by God and sages, but all its work has been destroyed or perished. The second Sangam, attended by poets, produced a large mass of literary work, but only Talkupians, by Talkupiars, the oldest book of Tamil grammar, have survived so far. There were 3 kingdoms during the times: the Cheras, the Pandyas, and the Cholas, who were always in war with each other, and the war and heroic deed forms the theme of the Sangam literature. According to these descriptions, the Cheras has finally asserted their supremacy over the other 2 kingdoms. Now, as I told you, in history there are sources which give us information about that period or that age. Here also we have certain sources which give us information about that period. Let us know what are the sources. Sources. Tirukural. Okay, Tirukural. It is one of the most important celebrated work of the 18th minor work of the Sangam literature by Tiruvalluvar. The poet is Tiruvalluvar, and he was a Tamil poet and philosopher. Is considered as a component of the teaching of Dharma Shastra. In this here we have the information about the Dharma Shastra, the Artha Shastra, and the Kama Sutra. They gave us information about the Artha Shastra, the Dharma Shastra, and the Kama Sutra. It comprises a series of brief metricals, proverbs on many aspects of life and religions. It is collections of Tamil couplets organized into 133 chapters composed of Tamil couplets organized into 133 chapters. 133 chapters, and each chapter has their own importance. So there may be in this some chapter there may be the plowing of the land may be there, information about the plowing of the land may be there. There must be information about and these 133 chapters are again divided into 3 groups. They are known as the arams, that is righteousness, the porals, wealth, and the ibams or kamams, that is the pleasures. And by arams and ibams discussed about ethical living in private life. Poral deal with public affair, means public work or public or the peoples. So, and this second source about which gives us information about the Tamil literature is the Meghalith. Number 2 is Meghalith. So, the second sources which give us about the Sangam age is the Meghalith. They are huge stone found at the burial places. A box-like structure was erected with the stone slabs resting on each other without any mortars. Sometimes they were opening curves in one of the sides, and these are known as the memorial stones. Like if you go to the graveyards, we see the graves, and in the head side there is a stone erected where the birth, death, and what name of the person is being written. In this way, Meghaliths were the same stones where the information about those who died in a war, heroic war, we get information about them. So, these are the 2 important sources which give us information about the Sangam literature. Now what about the Tamil kingdoms? As we all know, there are 3 kingdoms. The Chera was there, the Pandya was there, and the Cholas were there. So let us talk about the kingdoms one by one. So, kingdoms. Chera kingdom. So there were 3 important kingdoms during a period known as the Cheras, the Cholas, and the Pandya in the Tamil country during the Sangam age. So the Chera, the territory of the Sangam mostly comprised the present state of Kerala. That is, the Chera kingdoms comprise the present state of Kerala. And the kings belonging to this ruled the Chera kingdoms. They were the kings. Vanavars were there, Vilovars were there, and Malayura were there. Titles, these types of titles were given to the kings that were at that time. Their capitals was Baniji, and the chief force was Tondi. Their symbols on the flags was bow and arrows. You can just see the symbols. You can just see the symbol. This one was the symbols of the Pauras, the bow and arrow. And second one is symbols of the fish, the symbols of the Pandyas, and this is the symbols of the Cholas. And their kingdoms was there, and their children, Sangutams was the most popular kingdom of the Sangam Cheras. So, about the Cholas kingdom, about the Chola kingdoms. The kingdoms of the Sangam Chola comprise the present state of Tanjore and Tiruchirappalli districts. The kingdoms is referred to in the Sangam literatures as Chonadu, Kavri, Nandu, Kavri Suj, Nandu, and Nira Nandu and Punal Nundu. These were the names of the Cholas kingdoms. The capital of the Sangam Cholas were Urayurs, and their second capitals was Kavri Pom Patnams. Some of the words are difficult for pronunciations, so the better to write them, to understand them, and then you can learn them by heart. Their symbols was tiger. Tiger was the symbols. This was the symbols of the Chera kingdoms. And the most popular among the Sangam Cholas were curriculums. the king who was most famous during this period was Curriculum. The Sangam literature gave us information about what Curriculum did at the times, his administrative work, what he did in his young age, and even in his young age he provided an extraordinary ability of settling the dispute in the kingdoms. Curriculum has become popular for the development activities in his kingdom. He had encouraged the growth of agriculture as well as commerce. He built the dams colonized across the river Kaveri. He built a dam across the river Kaveri. These are the information we get about the Chira kingdoms. Now the next kingdoms is about the Pandya. So let us talk about the Pandyan. Even of the Pandyan kingdom during the Sangam age comprises the present district of Madurai and some other districts. The Pandya kingdoms were known as Marans and Valudit and Chingyans. They were the names, and the symbols was fish. This was the symbols of which they used to use in the flag. And the second Sangam literature provided a long list of the Pandya kingdoms about their administrative work, about their commerce, about what their development activity which they did during their times. The Pandya rule ceased along with that of the Chiras and the Cholas in the 3rd century BC. So what about the society? Let us get information about the society. The social classes. As we know, that the society was divided to 3-4 classes, but here in the Tolkappiyams, it is been mentioned that the society was divided mainly in the Brahmins, the Kshatriyas, and the king, traders, and farmers. And the land was to the farmer, the land was divided according to their work also. The Brahmins during the Sangam age was respectable and landed community. They performed their caste duty. Then the trade was common to both the Vaishyas and the Velas, and the learning others, that the Vedas, making gifts, agriculture work, trades, worship a prescribed function of the Vedas. At the same time, during this time we get information how the land was being divided. The land was divided according to the people, where the people stay, inhabitants of the hilly area were hunter and gatherer. In the parched zone, the inhabitants lived by plundering and cattle liftings. In the pastoral tract, the inhabitants subsides on shifting agriculture and animal husbandry. Wetland was also there, which was inhabited by peoples subsiding on plowing agriculture. So one of the most important work of the people at the time was agriculture. About the food and dress, grain, meat and fish was the main source of food during the period. And vegetables, along with vegetable, milk was there and milk products were there. About the entertainments, the Sangam people made use of different modes of entertainments during the free times. Their music and dance was there to entertain the peoples, and in the villages cock fighting and goat fighting was very popular, which they used to enjoy. What was the position of the women during the Sangam age? The status of women in Sangam society was not equal to that of men. There were some landed ladies who were highly educated, they were given good positions, but however women enjoyed the freedoms of movement in society, and the number of women poet of the ages proved that the women were provided with good education. Even though they were not equal to men, but they were given education, they were allowed to move freely in the society, and they could take part in certain rituals at that time. There were many ladies who were worshipped by the people as the pious or the chaste lady. About marriage, there is little information about the institution of marriage during the Sangam age, and this work also mentioned the spontaneous coming together of the both gender. They distinguished sacred marriage from the open alliances contract with the consent of the parents. They were love marriage also, they were arranged marriage also during the time, but not much information is given about the institution of the marriage, how the marriage were done. About the economy during the Sangam age is simple and self-sufficient, As we know that agriculture was the main source of income by the peoples, and while other crops like they used to grow wheat, they used to grow, the main crops was rice, and other crops like cotton, ragi, sugarcane, pepper, ginger were also grown by the, and some types of fruits were also grown by the people. Besides this, they had other occupation like spinning was there, weaving was there, and Urayos was the main center of cotton trade during this time. They used to trade with other country also, and their Central Asia or other foreigner country, plus inside their own land they used to trade. There were two centers of foreign trades, and big ship used to enter the port of Puharu, and Salayur was there, and Bandar in Chira were counted among the most important port in this period. So this is about the history of the Sangam age. Read the lesson, learn the lesson, write the short questions in your copy, and if there is any confusion about the lessons, you can ask me, you can call me, and I'll make you understand it. Thank you, dear students. This much for today. We will continue in the next chapter about the things. Thank you.